Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the second round of the 1961 season, the Dutch Grand Prix. It was held on the 22nd of May, it had 17 entries, 15 of them took part in the race and there were no retirements. The race consisted of 75 laps completed in 2 hours, 1 minute and 52 seconds. Phil Hill started from pole with Von Trips in second, Ginther third, Moss 4th, Graham Hill 5th and Gurney started from 6th. Von Trips drove a phenomenal race to win the Dutch Grand Prix. Phil Hill finished in second just 9/10 of a second later. Jim Clark finished in third, he was 13.1 seconds behind. Moss crossed the line in 4th, he was 22.2 seconds down. Ginther ended the race in 5th, he was 22.3 seconds down. And Jack Brabham rounded off the top 6, he was 1 minute 20.1 seconds behind the leader. The fastest lap of the race belonged to Jim Clark, it was a 1 minute 35.5 second lap. We're here at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix where a lap starts off with a relatively short sprint down into turn 1, a tight banked right hand hairpin. We're here at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix where a lap starts off with a relatively short sprint down into turn 1, a tight banked right hand hairpin. Next is a medium speed left right chicane and immediately after that we have another banked hairpin, but this one turns to the left. From here the track opens up and you can go pretty much flat out until we reach turn 7, a medium speed banked right hander. After this the track opens up again all the way to the penultimate corner, turn 12, a medium speed right hander. We then come into a fast right hand kink, turn 13, which brings us back around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Zandvoort circuit. And here we are in qualifying, coming around to set our first and only qualifying lap, a 132.217, and that is because, well, I wasn't able to go any faster than this, despite the fact that I tried really hard. Anyway, here are the previous Dutch Grand Prix winners. The last time we won here was in 1953, driving a Ferrari as well, so who knows, maybe that's a good sign, maybe not. But the weather is quite nice, so hopefully it will stay this way. And here is the grid lineup. We have Phil Hill on pole with Trintignant in second, Richie Ginther in third, 4th is Jim Clark followed by Tony Brooks in 5th, and Sterling Moss rounding off the top 6. Giancarlo Baghetti is in 7th, Bruce McLaren 8th, 9th is Innes Ireland followed by Jack Brabham in 10th. Dan Gurney is down in 11th with Andy Higgs in 12th. 13th is De Beaufort, 14th Roy Salvadori. 15th is Lorenzo Bandini followed by Joe Bonnier in 16th. 17th is John Surtees. Graham Hill is down in 18th. 19th is Maston Gregory and Jackie Lewis is down in 20th. So that is the grid lineup for the Dutch Grand Prix in 1961. Hopefully a good race for us. We haven't done pretty well in the past couple of races here, so hopefully today things will go a little bit better. And we are off for the Dutch Grand Prix. Someone immediately crashes into me, however I managed to keep the car on the road. We are now in 14th, unfortunately we lost a couple of positions. There goes Lorenzo Bandini and on the inside and Graham Hill on the outside, so we drop down into 16th already as we come into the chicane here. Hopefully we can keep everyone else behind us, and even better, hopefully we can catch up to everyone who passed us as we come into the second hairpin here. Trying to keep up with Graham Hill, although not very successfully. I don't know why, but the Ferrari is very slow through corners. I cannot keep up the speed, and here is a replay of the start. Everyone pulls away except for the Ecurie Marsbergen Porsche. I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but I'm sure we will find out shortly as we come through turn 1 here. I try to avoid everyone and try to go as fast as possible, however I couldn't. I lost quite a few positions coming into turn 1, but with a bit of luck I might be able to keep everyone else behind me, and as I said, maybe even catch up to everyone in front. And here is a replay of De Beaufort in the Ecurie Marsbergen Porsche, who apparently has some electronic problems, although I'm not quite sure what sort of electronic problems these cars could have, except for maybe spark plugs. Anyway, as we start lap 2, John Surtees kind of cuts across the corner there and moves up into 16th, so we now drop down to 17th. And on lap 10, the sky has gotten much darker and people started catching up to us, so I'm now one lap down and I'm trying desperately to keep Maston Gregory behind me. However, I go very wide out of that penultimate corner, and that allows Maston Gregory to get in front of me, which is not quite ideal. Lap 11 now, and a bunch more cars had caught up to me. I had no choice than to let them go. Unfortunately, that means that I had to let Jackie Lewis in front of me as well. I was approaching the third blue flag, so I didn't want to risk a black flag, a black flag, and therefore a disqualification. And then on lap 12, a few more cars caught up to me, and it started to rain. And at this point, I pretty much realized that the race was over. Anyway, here is a replay of Phil Hill coming around to set the fastest lap of the race. I'm not entirely sure how fast he was. 1 minute 20 something, I believe. And on lap 15, coming around to start lap 16 actually, we move up into 13th. A lot of people retired already. And here is a replay of John Surtees coming into the pits to obviously retire. We also have Lorenzo Bandini in his car coming into the pits to retire. We also have Roy Salvadori. He also comes in to retire. And well, this is expected. We know that the pits at the Zandvoort circuit are broken, so this is Innes Ireland, by the way. So from here on, the race is pretty much over for the AI. So here we have Graham Hill coming in very slowly. Not quite sure why he's coming slower than the rest, but he is not. Nevertheless, he's coming in to retire from the Dutch Grand Prix. And here we have Joe Bonnier in his Porsche coming in to retire as well. Do I have to tell you that everyone retires? Here we are starting lap 17, and we move up into P5, so a bunch more people retired. 8 more people actually. Here we have Baghetti in his Scuderia Serenissima, I believe. He's driving the same type of Ferrari as the rest of us. We now have Maston Gregory in his Camaradi International Cooper. He comes in and he retires. Here we have Sterling Moss coming into the pits to retire as well. I really cannot provide any more commentary to that. I mean, this is Trintignant. What? How could you make commentary on something like this? It's the same, really. That was Jackie Lewis, by the way. This is Bruce McLaren. No, I mean, I really mean it. There is not much you can say about something like this. I mean, everyone is just simply turning into the pits and retires. Here we have Richie Ginther. He is coming in to retire as well. And, well, we see Phil Hill there as well. And here's a replay of him coming into the pits. I really have no words. Someone should really start fixing these pits. And here we are coming around to start lap 18, and well, we move into the lead because the remaining few drivers have retired as well. So that is that, I guess. This is Jim Clark coming into the pits. But yeah, someone should really fix the pits because this is quite annoying. Here we see Jack Brabham coming in to retire as well. Dan Gurney right behind him. I don't even think I probably shouldn't have recorded all this footage. I should have just said that everyone retired because, well, we're seeing the same thing over and over again. And here is Tony Brooks coming around to retire as well. So, whatever. And towards the end of the race, the sky has gotten much clearer. It stopped raining and here we are coming around to finish the race. We obviously win because we are the only ones left in the race. And Phil Hill was lucky enough to post the fastest lap of the race, although there are no more points awarded for the fastest lap, so whatever. But at least he can be happy that he posted the fastest lap, right? I really have nothing left to say about that. I mean, what could you say about that to make it interesting? Not much. And again, I really hope that someone comes along and fixes all the pit stop problems, and because this is unacceptable really, even for a mod. But anyway, here are the career statistics, and this was Andy's 97th Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 5 pole positions, has set 15 fastest laps, his best finishes in first, has completed 68 races, 56 of them in the points, has won 34 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 7 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 379 points, has retired 29 times, has experienced 2,226 out of 2,692 laps, has 6 bronze trophies, 9 silver trophies, 34 gold trophies, and as an extension, 34 podiums. And here is a quick look at the championship standings. Andy Higgs and Ireland are battling for the lead. Richie Gimser 3rd, 4th is Tony Brooks, De Beaufort 5th, and John Surtees is 6th, whilst Dan Gurney is bringing up the rear of the standings. So that's pretty much it for the drivers, I guess. So let's move on to the constructors next. Here Ferrari take the lead from Team Lotus, who fall down into 2nd, Owen Racing are in 3rd, Écurie Marsbergen 4th, Yeoman Racing are 5th, and Scuderia Serenissima are 6th, although they have no points yet. So that was the Dutch Grand Prix. Not a very exciting race, especially after it started raining. If it wouldn't have started raining, I'm pretty sure we would have seen better results. And I probably would have not been anywhere near the front, but at least there would have been something in the race, right? Something would have happened and more people would have finished, but hey, you can't have everything now, can you? But anyway, our next race is the Belgian Grand Prix. Hopefully things will go a little bit better, and they should, because if I remember correctly, the pits there aren't bugged, so even if there is going to be rain, the AI should still be able to get back onto the track and continue racing, so fingers crossed that things will go well in Belgium. But that is it for this video. Once again, not much to say. Quite disappointing. Actually, very disappointing. And I know I've said this about 10 times already, but I really wish that the mod authors get to fixing all the pit stop bugs and glitches and whatnot, because it really detracts from the overall experience, which isn't good, obviously. But hey, I'm hoping that one day they will actually fix all of this. Anyway, don't forget to vote for next season's team, link is in the description. I also have a second channel where I will be playing all sorts of different games. At the moment I'm doing a playthrough of Diablo 2 and R.02's Thermovic 1946, so if you're interested in any of those games, there will be a link in the description to that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.